The adversity too, I made sure that my steering wheel was lined up straight. This thing I did, I took and I put the key, had a spare key, I put it inside of my starter, my ignition switch. I got my steering wheel straight. And I went back to my back tires. I put the block under the, put my block under my back tires on both sides. Then I got my two jacks over here. But underneath here, I'm going to jack up both sides right under the blow control arm. I got my two jacks in place here. Just going to lift it up just enough to get the tire off the ground. Going to line up both front wheels. I'm going to look at it from a little distance in front here. I'm going to go back and try to get a good idea. Trying to get a good idea of what it looks like looking straight ahead. Then I'm going to go check the steering wheel again to make sure it's lined up. I'm going to jack it up just a little. I'm going to take my tie rods on each side and rotate them to the line up with my tire. I'm just going to insert them inside of the steering nickel and lock them down. That'll get you enough straightforward driving to get your alignment. So this is what we're going to do. Just going to jack it up enough to get it off the ground. I got my emergency brake on. I got my tire blocks in the rear. Line this up here. Let it down just a little. Just enough where the I can maneuver the tire. Same thing with the other side. I have the tie rod off here, and I see that my tire is leveled, looking straight from the front tire to the rear tire. It's lined up. Best I can do it just by looking at it. And I took my bolted loose here on my tie rod, loosen it up so I can twist my tie rod till it gets over. It's over here to the slot that goes in there on the steering nickel, and that gave me a pretty straight lineup. And I'm also going to look from the rear. So I already got this adjusted, and where I want it, well, just to show you what I did, I took this nutter loose, and I was able to take my outer tie rod and wind it over until where I believe my tire looks pretty straight, and just inserted both tie rods in. Didn't tighten nothing down. You just got to get this out. Move it just a little here. Got my tie rod in there, and I'm going to screw it down and I put my nut on there and my pin in place, and that should give me a pretty smooth route until I can get my free alignment. But that's how I got my tires aligned. Look at it from the rear. Looking at them from the rear, just do one side. You can't see it, can't tell by the camera, but from my side they look like they're in a straight line. And from this perspective, looks like they're lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my rods down, tighten up the bolts. Get my rods down, put the bolt in and put my pin in, and see if it rides straight, at least straight enough to get me to where I need to go. So the adversity tool, this is how I line up my tires after I just installed some tie rod ends, and it threw everything off. So to keep from driving down the street with tires squeaking and one going in one direction, another in another direction, this is how I lined them up. I took my 2 jacks again and just raised it just enough off the ground where I can maneuver the tires in the position I want them to be, lined up with the back tire. They look pretty straight. So there you go. That's version 2, how to line up your tires after you change your ball joints, your tie rods, your inner tie rod, outer tie rod, and maybe your control arms and things. But there you go. The version 2. This is how I lined up my tires, my front wheels rather. After putting on my tie rods, they were not looking the same. One wheel was facing one way, one was facing in. So this is how I got them lined up. I got my 2 jacks under my low control arm. I just jacked it up just a little. I got blocks in the back of my tires. Got my emergency brake on, and I got my tie rods out. I took my hand, I lined up both my tires, and got my steering wheel in the center. Let me do that. I came inside and centered my steering wheel to make sure that my logo was straight up and down. You can probably put a weight or something on here to keep it still, but steering wheel is straight up and down. I got my tie rod here, my outer tie rod here lined up where I want to go. I'm just gonna put my nut on and put the pin in. I'm gonna drive and see how straight I go. Diversity 2. This is how I line up my tires once I put on my new tie rod ends. One time I went to a shop to get an alignment, and they told me I was only a few meters off from what the machine actually did. So this actually works. Thanks for watching Diversity 2, and don't forget to subscribe. Diversity 2. Today's project on how to line up your tires after you get your install some tie rod ends, inner tie rod end, outer tie rod ends. Your wheels look crazy when you're done. You have to go run and get the alignment done, but sometimes on the way you might have some issues. So this is how I was able to line my tires up straight for now. Anyway, got my steering wheel straight, and I took my tie rods out of the steering nickel, and I got my wheel straight, got my steering wheel straight. And I was able to, I got the tires up, both tires up off the ground. I was able to level them and reinsert the outer tie rods, put my nut in and my pin. I drove off and I went straight. So this worked out for me. Hopefully it may work for you. Thanks for watching Diversity 2, and don't forget to subscribe. Diversity 2 here. Got my wheels lined up. Looking pretty good. Not going to the left or the right. Diversity 2. Today's project, how to line up your tires after you get your install some tie rod ends, inner tie rod end, outer tie rod ends. Your wheels look crazy when you're done. You have to go run and get the alignment done, but sometimes on the way you might have some issues. So this is how I was able to line my tires up straight for now. Anyway, got my steering wheel straight, and I took my tire rods out of the steering nickel, and I got my wheel straight, got my steering wheel straight, and I was able to, I got the tires, both tires up off the ground. I was able to level them and reinsert the outer tie rods, put my nut in and my pin. I drove off and I went straight. So this worked out for me. Hopefully it may work for you. Thanks for watching Diversity 2, and don't forget to subscribe.